Hello everyone, I am back with another quick review. This time we have the Xperia Z2, we have the Xperia Z1, and we have the Z Ultra. The Z2 is the latest flagship from Sony. I could say it's an incremental upgrade from the Z1, especially with the screen. And they've used pretty much the same IPS display that they used on the Xperia Z Ultra. To quickly run through the specifications for the Z2, it uses a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 with 3 gigs of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage with the IPS screen of 5.2 inch at a 424 pixels per inch. And the design, I could say, is pretty much the same as the Z1, but they have swapped a couple of things. If I pick up the Z1 here, you can see that there is a metal gray finish on the top and a black bluish finish at the center. The same thing, they swapped it in the Z1 as in the Z2, sorry, is the metal thing is at the center and the bluish black is now on the bezel, so it's the opposite. If you see, the aluminium kind of finishing is actually on the bezel on Z1, and it's on Z2, it's actually on the side rim, and it's focused, right? And if you look, the main complaint that most of them had in the Z1 was if you look at the head-on viewing, they're absolutely fine, but when you look at an angle, the Z1 washes out colors, but on the Z2 you tend to lose a bit of a brightness, but the colors don't wash out. It's still the same. So that's kind of a big improvement in terms of the screen. And then the Z1 has a tiny little speaker at the bottom, whereas the Z2 has a front-facing stereo speakers. With respect to the Z Ultra, the screen is absolutely fantastic with 386 pixel per inch, and it's got an IPS display and absolutely thin. I think it's about 6.5 millimeter, or yeah, I think it's 6.5, and it's a very huge phone. 6.4 inch triluminous display, but fits quite easily in a hand. Doesn't feel like you're holding a tablet, but yeah, it feels a bit weird to use it as a phone. Should always probably use a Bluetooth or something to along with that. So, and this also has a bottom firing speaker, and the screen is absolutely gorgeous with a 6.4 inch, especially for the media consumption. It's beautiful. But the main thing that lacked in the Z Ultra was a flash at the back for the camera. Although it had a 8 megapixel camera, it could not do a very good low light photography. With respect to, let's quickly go back to the original thing, is the Xperia Z2. I'm not sure if everybody has observed, but this IPS display has some problem like the previous Z1s were plagued with the whites being a bit yellowish. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, for example, I'll open up the calendar app. Do you see the whites on the Z2 here? Let me get focus. And if you see the same thing, if I open up on the Z1, if you look at the comparison, the Z1 has a better white than the Z2. Slightly yellowish on the Z2. I'm not sure if this is this unit or many of you are actually facing this problem. You can try comparing it at your local retailer and then probably post down in the comments if you have the same problem. And apart from that, if you look at other angles, you cannot see anything on the Z1, the dates, but you could see still on the Z2. So that's pretty nice feature. We're quickly gonna open up probably a song to see how really the speakers fare against each other. Let's see if I can pull up the same song. Okay, I'm just gonna play first on the Z1, the full volume. I don't think I have the same song. So the bass is a bit okay on this phone. Let me try another song on this. Something probably I'll try to play more bass here, so you could know how it actually fares. See, it's much more louder because it's a stereo speaker now. Okay, I'm gonna play the same song on this. It's much more softer, but a bit louder than Z1. Shift and things enable. It's all the same. Okay, that's about these speakers. We talked about the display. Let's talk quickly about the battery. Most of you already know about the Z1's battery, but I'm very impressed with the Z2's battery, especially with its 3200 milliampere. I've been using quite a bit since morning, so not charged it from overnight. Overnight it was about 100% when I went to sleep, and until now I've not charged it. So let's quickly look at the stamina mode. Is really improved in the Z2. So it's been on, let me bring it a little closer. So it's been about 10 hours 47 minutes on battery, about 73%, and I've got a screen time for about 2 hours. So let's say about 75% I'm used up about 2 hours, so every 25% I'm getting 2 hours, so it's close to about 6 hours of screen time. That's amazing. The battery is really well optimized on the software is really optimized for the battery. So that's about the battery. Now I know there is a support. If you see at the bottom there are 3 holes here, which is used for the USB DAC. I think so, on the dock, one of the Sony stock that is available to put out the music. Probably that the pogo pins are used for that. All the 3 devices use the same charging port. That is the magnetic charging port, which helps you in terms of don't have to remove the flaps to charge. The improvement, or rather I would say, I'm not sure it would be an improvement, but from the Z1 to Z2 now it's not multiple flaps, but it's single flaps on both the sides, which will expose both USB and the micro SIM card slot, and the other side is the SD card slot. If you look at the screen at the moment, the Z Ultra has darker blue, a bit different tone of blue on the Z2, and a very light blue on the Z1. So the screen technologies or the optimization is totally different on all the 3 phones. With respect to the browsing, I found Z Ultra and Z2 perform pretty much similar in terms of the speeds and loading up. So that's a plus point for the Z2 as well. It's very well optimized for browsing. The camera has a lot of improvements compared to Z1, and it's much more faster loading and the shutter speed as well. So I'm just going to press and hold. Another neat feature of this the Z2 is that you have tap to wake up. So you could just tap and the phone will wake up. That's really nice thing to add. Probably if you use a different launcher, or if you use another third-party application, to just tap to close the screen or lock the screen, it's pretty much like the LG G2 knock-on thing. So you tap to wake up and tap to sleep. So you could always do that implementation on any of the Nova launchers. You could try. And another thing is the speeds on the Wi-Fi. I have seen Z2 has a better Wi-Fi speed than the Z1 or the Z Ultra. Although it's the 801 AC, still its speeds are much better on the Z2 is what I've observed. Apart from that, Sony has changed a lot of things, especially if you look at from the KitKat versions of all the phones. You basically slide down, you have a blank notification bar, but if you do it with a 2-finger, then you get the quick settings. So that is a neat feature. And on the personalization, you have things like Xperia themes now coming here from the KitKat version, and you can see things like, if you go back to, let's say, home, you could select default home. You don't need to go anymore to the apps and then clear the defaults. So you could just go directly to home and then change the home that you want to use. In the display, we have glove mode, which allows screen sensitivity is increased, so you could use your gloves in case of you're in a place where it snows or very cold. Smart backlight control is very similar to what in that Samsung used to call Smart Stay. So it basically detects your eyes and then keeps the screen on. Tap to wake up, you can turn it off and turn it on from the menu, the notification light. You could also basically customize what notifications are sent, which application can send notification. Especially you could say, I don't want Walkman to send out any notifications, or WhatsApp, you don't want only for WhatsApp, you don't want the light to blink, so you could still control all that from here. It's not just manage notifications for the light, but even the notification that come up in your status bar. Apart from that, what I've observed is the stamina mode has got a lot of improvements from the previous versions of 4.3. Apart from that, Sony has included the What's New application as a part of kind of a Google Now swipe in. So if you just swipe, you can either go to the What's New, or you can go to Google Now. So you get all the latest services that's offered from Sony. Apart from this, it's pretty much all the same that you see from a Z1. So anyone who's having a Z1, I would really not recommend for an upgrade unless you are very keen in terms of screen clarity that you have with your Z1. You could always upgrade to Z2, but it's not a worthy upgrade for someone who has just recontracted or just picked up a Z1 about 3 or 4 months back. If you're probably about 8 or 9 months away, already been using Z1, then yeah, Z2 is a considerable option to upgrade, but definitely not if you've recently done it. For people coming from Xperia Z, it's definitely a worth upgrade, with everything almost high-end specifications than the previous year Xperia Z. If you have any comments, you like my video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know if you'd like to see any more features that you want me to highlight in this video, and I'd be happy to do it for you. Thanks.